They say in the land of our fathers that when two seeds are planted in the same soil, it is not the soil that decides their fate, but the spirit within them. One may grow into a mighty Iroko tree, while the other becomes a weak vine, crawling in the dust. This is the story of two brothers who shared the same face, but not the same destiny. In the quiet town of Okeru lived the Adebayo twins. They were born minutes apart, same eyes, same nose, same voice, but that was where the resemblance ended. The first was Tade Adebayo, calm as early morning rain, a young man of 25, whose mind was as sharp as a blacksmith's blade. Tade was a teacher at the local primary school, loved by both children and elders.
Good morning, Mr. Adebayo.
The pupils would chorus as they entered the classroom. And a brighter morning to you, future leaders, Tade would reply with a gentle smile. He taught not just with chalk and board, but with patience and heart. To him, teaching was not just work, it was purpose. On the other side of the same compound lived his brother, Tayo Adebayo. If Tade was calm water, Tayo was a restless storm that never brought rain. Also 25, but carried himself like a man with no tomorrow. His days were spent under the mango tree at the junction, arguing about football, chasing cheap pleasures, and making plans that never saw the daylight.
Tayo, when will you find something meaningful to do?
Their mother would often ask, her voice heavy and worried.
Mama, relax. Big things don't come from stress. One day, I will just blow.
Blow. That was his favorite word. Yet, nothing in his life ever moved. While Tade woke before sunrise to prepare lesson notes, Tayo was just returning from night wandering. While one built a future brick by brick, the other waited for miracles to fall from the sky. The villagers noticed, how can twins be so different? One is gold, while the other is still looking for fire to test him. Tayo heard these words more than once, and each time, something dark stirred inside him. He began to see his brother not as blood, but as competition. Every praise Tade received felt like an insult to him, and deep within Tayo's heart, a dangerous thought began to grow quietly. Every night, under the dim glow of a rechargeable lamp, Tade Adebayo sat with his books, his laptop, and a quiet determination that refused to sleep. It started as something small. A friend had once told him about an app where teachers could connect with students from different parts of the world. At first, Tade doubted it. Who will want a village teacher like me? He had asked. But he tried anyway, and that simple decision began to change everything. Soon, Tade was teaching children online, mathematics, English, and even basic science. His voice, calm and patient, traveled across borders his feet had never touched. One evening, something unusual happened. A new request came in. The profile showed a young girl named Amira living abroad with her parents. The message was polite. We are looking for a dedicated tutor for our daughter, and you came well recommended. Tade adjusted his glasses and smiled. I will do my best, he said beneath his breath. Their first session was remarkable. Amira was intelligent but easily distracted. Yet, within minutes, Tade found a way to connect with her.
Learning is like climbing a tree.
He told her gently.
You don't jump to the top. You hold one branch at a time.
The girl laughed. And from that moment, she listened. Day after day, their sessions continued. Amira's parents began to notice the change in their daughter.
She's improving.
Her mother said one evening, watching from the doorway. Not just improving, her father added. She's becoming confident. They became curious about the man behind the screen. Days turned into weeks, and each session
two types of adverb.
Grew easier.
Adverb of time and adverb of place.
Almost like family.
Correct.
Yeah, I got it.
She would shout excitedly during lessons. Tade would smile. I told you, one branch at a time. Even her parents had begun to trust him deeply. Sometimes, they would sit in during lessons, quietly observing. They saw something rare, not just intelligence, but sincerity. And in a world where many pretended, sincerity was priceless. One evening, after a particular successful session,
I would like to have a word with you.
Call. Tade felt a slight nervousness as the screen shifted.
Good evening, sir.
Tade greeted respectfully.
Good evening, Tade. I will go straight to the point. We have been observing you for some time now, and I must say, you are not an ordinary teacher.
Tade lowered his eyes humbly.
I am just doing my best, sir.
No,
the
man said
you are doing more than that.
You are doing more than that. There was a brief silence. Then came the words that would change everything. Have you thought about coming abroad?
We are
considering bringing you here.
What do you
think? Do you think? Tade blinked and sat up. I don't understand, sir.
We want you to relocate here.
Teach Amira physically and guide her closely. And while you're here, we will also support you to improve your own life. The man explained calmly. Tade's heart began to race. Sir, you mean travel out of the country? Yes, the man replied. We will handle the processing. The man continued. Visa, tickets, accommodation, everything. All we need from you is commitment and honesty. Commitment and honesty, two things Tade had never struggled with. For a moment, he could not speak. This was beyond anything he had prayed for. Sir, his voice trembled slightly. I don't know how to thank you. Don't thank us yet, the man replied. Just remain who you are. The call ended. And for several seconds, Tade simply sat there, staring at the blank screen. Then, slowly, a smile spread across his face. That night, he told his parents. His mother covered her mouth in shock. Abroad? She whispered. His father nodded slowly, pride shining in his tired eyes. You see, hard work does not forget its owner. But not everyone in that house celebrated with a clean heart. From the doorway, Tayo was listening. Every word, every detail, every promise. Visa, ticket, travel, a better life. The same words echoed again and again in his mind like a drumbeat. Later that night, while Tade slept peacefully, dreaming innocent dreams of a brighter future, Tayo lay awake, eyes wide open, staring at the ceiling and lost in thoughts. If life refuses to give me a chance, he muttered quietly, then I will take one. He turned to the side, a slow smile forming on his face. After all, his voice dropped into a whisper. We have the same face. Outside, the night was calm, but inside that room, a storm had begun to gather, and soon it would break. From that night, something changed in Tayo. He was no longer the careless young man who spent his days chasing shadows. Now, he watched, he listened, he calculated. Every move Tade made, Tayo followed quietly. When Tade sat with his phone, smiling at messages from abroad, Tayo paid attention. When he discussed document processing with his parents, Tayo memorized every detail. Visa, passport, flight date, nothing escaped him. One afternoon, while Tade was in the bathroom, his phone buzzed on the table. Tayo glanced at it. Then he picked it up. A new message has dropped. Your visa has been approved. Your travel documents will be delivered soon. Tayo's heart skipped. Approved? It was no longer a possibility. It was real. His grip tightened around the phone as a burning feeling rose inside him. Not joy, but something darker. Why him? That question echoed loudly in his mind. Was he not also born into the same struggle? Did he not deserve a better life too? But deep down, he knew the truth. Tade worked for it, but he didn't. And instead of changing, Tayo chose another path. That evening, he sat alone under the mango tree, unusually quiet. Even his friends noticed. "Guy, wetin happen? You don't lose bets?" One of them joked. Tayo forced a laugh. But inside, a decision had already been made. A dangerous decision to get Tade kidnapped. That is the only way I can get myself out of this country. And once I land abroad, I will run away and find a way to blow. I can even get a woman to marry and I will become a citizen. Very simple. This is what they call smart moves. No need to stress. Tade can do his worst once he's released. By then, I will be long gone and untraceable, he said quietly and smiled wickedly. Later that night, he made a call to men he believed will do the job well. Men who do not ask questions as long as they were paid. "I need a job done. I need you to hold someone for a few days. I will send you details of the person," Tayo said, his voice low and steady. Tade remained unaware of the evil plot his twin brother has towards him. He went about preparing his bags and all other necessities and thanking God in quiet prayers for the opportunity ahead. On the evening before the traveling day, Tayo approached his brother with an unusual warmth. "Tade, let's go out small," he said casually. "Just to celebrate. You're traveling tomorrow." Tade smiled. Surprise. "Tayo, celebrating with me?" Tayo laughed lightly. You be my brother now." They walked together towards a quiet road at the edge of the town, where the street lights were few and the shadows were many. "Tade, let me quickly ease myself," Tayo said and excused himself. As Tade waited, two men stepped out. Before Tade could react, a rough hand covered his mouth. His voice was swallowed by the night. "Tayo!" He struggled, eyes wild with confusion and fear. For a brief second, their eyes met, and in that moment, Tade understood that it was all Tayo's plot. He felt betrayed. Tayo did not move. He did not shout. He did not help. He simply stood there, watching as his brother was dragged away. Tayo exhaled slowly, his heart pounding heavily in his chest. His hands trembled slightly, not from regret, but from the weight of what he had just done. His phone buzzed shortly after. A message. "When do we release him?" Tayo typed back without hesitation. "After I leave the country." He slipped the phone into his pocket, then turned back towards the house. Morning came quickly. Tayo dressed neatly, not like himself, but like someone else. A small bag by his side, Tade's bag. "I will go ahead," Tayo said. "My flight is 9 a.m. I don't want to miss it." Their father looked at him with pride, unaware that Tayo had switched places with Tade. "Go well, my son. Make us proud." Tayo lowered his eyes, hiding the flickers of guilt. "I will," he replied softly. And just like that, he stepped into a life that was never his. At the airport, everything felt unreal. Tayo walked with controlled confidence, clutching the passport tightly. Each checkpoint felt like a test. As the plane lifted into the sky, carrying him far away from everything he had ever known, Tayo leaned back in his seat. "This is it," he whispered. "No more struggle. No more comparisons. No more being the other twins. Ahead of him was a new life. I will make it work," he muttered confidently. "I just need to be smart." Outside the window, the clouds stretched endlessly, but somewhere far below, the truth he buried was already finding its way back to the surface. And Tayo had no idea that his victory was only temporary. When the plane touched ground, Tayo felt it. That rush, the kind that whispers you have made it. As he stepped out of the airport, His eyes searched eagerly for what he had imagined for weeks. Luxury cars, flashy lifestyle, easy money. But what he saw instead confused him. A simple car pulled up. Not flashy, not intimidating, just normal. A man stepped out, neatly dressed. "Tade," he called. Tayo forced a gentle smile and nodded. "Yes, sir." The man extended his hand. "I am Amira's father. Welcome." His grip was firm, his eyes sharper than expected. As they drove, Tayo kept glancing out of the window. Everything was organized, quiet, structured. No noise, no chaos, no shortcuts. It felt controlled. "So, how was your journey?" the man asked. "Smooth, sir," Tayo replied, carefully choosing his words. "Good. Amira will be excited to see you." "I am sure she will," he said, though his voice lacked the warmth it should carry. When they arrived at the house, Tayo paused. It was beautiful, but not in the loud, extravagant way he had imagined. Everything about it spoke of discipline, not display. Inside, a young girl ran into the living room. Her face lit up instantly. "Saturday!" she shouted with excitement. She ran towards him and stopped just in front of him, smiling brightly. Tayo froze. For a brief second, he didn't know what to do. Then, he forced a smile. "Hello, Amira?" The girl tilted her head slightly. Something was off. Her smile faded just a little. "You sound different," she said innocently. Tayo laughed awkwardly. "I am just tired from the journey." The first morning came too quickly. Tayo barely slept. Every sound in the house felt unfamiliar. The quiet footsteps, the tickling clock, even the silence itself felt loud. At exactly 6 a.m., there was a knock on his door. "Tade, we start early here," Amira's father said from outside. Tayo groaned under his breath. "Start early for what?" But he quickly adjusted his voice. "I'm coming, sir." Breakfast was uncomfortable. Amira sat across from him and said, "So, sir," she began, "are we continuing fraction today? Or you said we would move to algebra?" Tayo paused. "Fractions? Algebra?" He forced a smile. "Yes, we will see." Amira frowned slightly. "You don't usually say that." Before he could respond, her father spoke calmly. "Let's begin after breakfast." Tayo stood in front of a whiteboard, marker in his hand, mind completely blank. Amira raised her hand. "Sir, you skipped steps." Tayo laughed nervously. "I'm just testing you." She didn't laugh. Her father, seated quietly beside her, he wrote something down. Days passed, and the cracks widened. Tayo could not explain lessons properly, maintain Tade's calm personality, answer simple questions about past teachings. Even small things betrayed him. "You don't pray the way you used to," Amira said one evening. Tayo forced a chuckle. "People change." Her father looked up slowly. "Yes," he said, "but not overnight." That night, Tayo stood alone in his room, pacing. Sweat formed on his forehead despite the cool air. "This is getting out of hand," he muttered. He had imagined something easy, something smooth, but this required discipline and consistency. Everything he lacked. Then his phone buzzed. An unknown message. A video. He hesitated, then he opened it. His breath caught. It was Tade, tired, weak, but alive. "I have been released," Tade said in the video, "and I know exactly where you are." Tayo's hands began to shake. "The truth is coming," Tade added quietly. The video ended. Silence filled the room. And for the first time since his journey began, Tayo felt fear. Real fear. "I need to find a way to quickly get out of this house," he said to himself, because the lie he carried was no longer safe. The next morning felt heavier than the others. Tayo stepped out of his room with forced calm. But inside, his thoughts were in chaos. The video from Tade replayed in his mind like a drum beat he couldn't silence. The truth is coming. At breakfast, the atmosphere had changed. Amira was quiet. Her father broke the silence. "Tade," the man said slowly, stirring his tea. "Tell me, what was the first topic you ever taught Amira?" Tayo froze for a second, then smiled. "Basic mathematics." Amira looked up immediately. "That's not true," she said. Tayo laughed nervously. "I mean, one of the first." Our father lowered his cup gently. "No," he said calmly. "Be specific." Tayo's throat went dry. "I don't remember exactly," he stammered. That was it. The man leaned back, studying him with a gaze that no longer carried warmth. "Interesting," he said quietly. Then his phone buzzed. He picked it up slowly, read the message, and without a word, he turned the screen towards Tayo. A video call request from Tade. Tayo's heart slammed against his chest. "Answer it," the man said. There was no escape. With trembling hands, Tayo accepted the call. The screen lit up, and there he was, Tade, bruised, exhausted, but alive. Tayo's lips parted, but no words came out. "Tade," Amira's father said calmly, "who is the man in my house?" Tade's eyes locked onto Tayo through the screen. All he could feel was pain, disbelief, and betrayal. "My twin brother," he said quietly. The room went still. "His name is Tayo." Amira stepped back slowly, confusion filling her face. "You are not my teacher?" she whispered. Tayo's silence answered her. The man stood up. Slowly, every trace of kindness is gone. "You lied," he said. "You deceived my family?" Tayo dropped to his knees. "Sir, please." But it was too late. The lie had collapsed, and there was nowhere left to hide. Everything happened faster than Tayo expected. He thought it would be easy for him to run away from home and start life before his brother would find a way to communicate with Amira's parents. But everything is happening too fast. "This isn't how I envisioned it," he muttered. Within minutes, the house that once welcomed him became a place of judgment. Authorities were called, questions were asked, and this time, there was no lie strong enough to stand. Tayo was arrested. The cold metal of handcuffs around his wrist felt heavier than anything he had ever carried. "Please, I can explain," he muttered weakly, but no one listened. Prison abroad was nothing like the stories he had heard. There was no comfort, no shortcuts, no escape, only silence. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and slowly, the arrogance that once filled him began to fade. When his sentence ended, there was no celebration, no second chance waiting for him at the airport, only a one-way ticket, deportation. The plane that brought him back to Nigeria felt nothing like the one that took him away. That one carried pride, but this one carried shame. When Tayo stepped into his town again, people noticed immediately. "Is that not Tayo?" Someone whispered. "The one that traveled abroad." Another voice laughed. "Where is the success he went to bring?" The mockery spread quickly, like fire in dry grass. Tayo kept his head down as he walked through familiar streets that now felt strange. Every laugh pierced deeper than prison ever did. At home, he met Tade, healthy, calm, whole. Their eyes met. But this time, Tayo could not hold his gaze. Their father was disappointed. "You are not welcome in my house," he said dismissively. Weeks later, news spread again. But this time, it was different. Tade had traveled the right way, with honor, with truths, and in the end, the village learned a lesson they would not forget. A stolen path may take you far, but it will always bring you back in disgrace. Dear viewers, if you are touched by this story, tell us what you learned in the comments. And if you would like to see more intriguing stories like this, do well to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. See you in the next one.